stick around to the end of the video to see some pretty good bear footage.
So what we got going on today is I'm up in UP by the camp. I got some cameras that batteries are dead. And normally I'd walk into them, but a while back I'd made a video about me crossing the river and stuff and carrying a stand back and forth. And it's along that same river. And for me to go do that now, to walk across, I don't think it's possible because it's had so much rain up here and it's just pretty much flooded. So I drug the old wheeler out of the brush, and to get me at least knock off half the footsteps anyway, because I got to come in from one side and then walk all the way in there, change some batteries out, and then drive all the way around the other side and then get in as far as I can, which is not real far, but if I can shave off a couple miles out of a trip, that's fine by me. So I'm gonna get this thing unloaded and get moving. Geez, I almost did not make it through there. The damn four-wheel drive on this thing, the chain snapped, the front chain for the drive. So I'm running on two. I sure hope I don't get it stuck. I gotta make it through that yet on the way out. All right, man, as far as I could with the wheeler. I'll walk the rest of the way in. The reasons why I'm not a big fan of summer scouting, but we do it year round, is just the brush. Man, I hate brush. Beautiful day though. 60-ish degrees. Windy. Perfect. Well, here's our camera. This is a really good area. One of the reasons why is because it's so far back in here. These batteries, I don't know, on these batteries and the reveals seem to work or last pretty long. I got those Moultrie Edges, which I really like the camera because they have better reception. So they link to not just AT&T like my reveals do, or whatever your preferred service is, Verizon, whatever. But so that's a bonus, but the batteries don't work or last that real long. And I tell you what, man, when I mean, we would never hunt right next to roads and stuff like that anyway, because that's just not what we do. But when you're so far back in all the time, it's hard to get to the spots. It gets a little nerve-wracking when the batteries run out and you got to spend, I mean, it takes like almost an entire day to get into all these spots and get them changed up, switched out. But I'm not complaining. Just look where I am. I'm in the woods in the frickin' UP. Weather's not, like I said, the weather's good. 60-ish and breezy. Sure beats the 85, 90 we've been getting. So, again, not complaining. Just stating some facts and observations. And there was a pretty good buck on this thing. I mean, the batteries ran out like, I don't know, I want to say 2 weeks ago. It looked like a pretty good buck already. All right, one down. Now we gotta let's walk back to the wheeler and hope I don't get stuck in that hole. If not, deer flies. If I do, I'll be getting awfully dirty because I'll be getting out standing in that crap and deadlifting that machine out of there, which I don't want to do. I was going to go on the other side of that river and way in there and oh look, a wolf track. I was going to go on that side, but I know the mile or so, 2 miles I could get in with the wheeler. I just know for a fact that how wet it is, it's going to be so muddy, and I mean, because it's a horrible road trail actually. And odds are I'd probably get stuck and stuff in there, and it just, then I have to walk so far through brush, and I just decided not to do that. I can come back in hopefully a couple weeks when the water's down and then come in from the one side of the river that I was on. It'd be so much simpler. Well, not simple, but simpler than getting stuck and going through all that. So I drove about 45 minutes to a spot. I put a camera, well, Dante and I put a camera in here last summer. So I'm going to go and grab that out and see if there's anything on that. And hopefully it hasn't been, I don't know how anybody find it, but you never know. So we'll check you when we get closer. Normally there's hardly any water running through this creek, but this goes to show you how much rain we've had recently. And brushy. It's like an opening. Oh, maybe that's just an opening. No, that's an opening. Bunch of grouse right here. See her acting like she's hurt. Trying to get me away from her little ones, I'm sure. Oh, this grass is really knocked down here. Look at this. I'm guessing there's a bear working this over pretty good. Pretty good rubs in there. That tine is almost chest height. Not a bad deer. I smacked two a couple years ago. Damn it, I swallowed a bug. The moment of truth. See, the camera's still there yet. And it is. See, the reason I put it there, it's on this tree right there. It's scraped there every year. So, I hope the camera worked. SD card's still in there. So nobody found it and just took that. Of course, man, if somebody would have found this thing, they could have left their business card or their address or something, and I would have shook their hand, sent them a sausage and cheese basket for Christmas or something, because they'd have been like, man, good for you. Because this is way in here and it's brushy. Obviously not right here, it's not, but that's one of the reasons why that scrape is right there. It's on the edge of that opening. Bunch of brush right here, and it's just a travel corridor. So I'll get this in my pack and let's get out of here. That ain't good. This is a chip I got out of the camera yesterday. It was a couple miles in. I just picked it up because I didn't have my card reader, and Dan, when I'm going to meet him from Whitetail Warriors Deer Camp, and he said he's got a chip reader with him, but the chip is locked. I sure hope that locked when I put it in my pocket and was messing around with it or whatever, and didn't lock when I shoved the chip into the camera originally last summer. But that is my luck right there, man. Christ, I hope not. Well, we're about to find out here soon. So we're at Dan's camp, Whitetail Warriors Deer Camp, and as I said earlier, he brought his card reader, and the chip was locked, and there's nothing on it. So that another camera that sat there for a year with nothing. That is so disappointing, and it was on a big scrape, well, what you saw in the video. So there should have been some awesome pictures, but nothing. And then his son put a camera out when they left last year deer camp out in his yard, and he didn't turn it on, so we're 0 for 2. Horrible start. Definitely a bear working this. See him pull over this little choke cherry tree or whatever the hell it is. See little berries on it. Freshly pulled over. Ant pile. Digging in there, eating ants. There's this one over here too. Look at that. He flipped that over. Looking for grubs. Yank that down. I was thinking earlier, I was whining about batteries dying and then having to get into those spots, way back in those spots, to change batteries out. Not to mention missing 2 weeks of intel because the batteries are dead. I have not used solar for those or any camera yet. I guess I don't know. I mean, obviously you got to have good sunlight on them, right? I mean, anybody know anything about them? And is that the way to go? Is it cost effective? I mean, it seems like it would be, but if you got it, as far as the Tactacam Reveal and Moultrie Edge, those two. So anybody who has those two types of cameras or one or the other and uses the solar, let me know in the comments how well they work. because I think it saved me a lot of footsteps. So just drop something below saying, yeah, they're good, no, they're junk, and any other tips and tricks to do with solar. So I'm out of the woods and heading back to camp, so I'm going to put a big fat bow on this video. Thanks for watching.